Oh, dear dairy. God. You know how every now and again you you encounter something that makes you feel, that's what I'm looking for. Um Really freaking old. Yeah. Today is one of those days. A friend of mine in Germany who runs kind of our German furry convention, big one called Eurofurence. Just posted a little while ago to Twitter and, well, to YouTube, and tweeted about it. Videos from, I believe, 1996 of me hosting the fursuit presentation show at our convention in Southern California, which was called Conference. It's a while ago, when I was 26 at the time. Oh my God, am I young in that video? Holy crap. Yeah, really young. Much longer hair. I had ponytail almost all the way down to my ass. Very thin. Very, very thin. It's before I packed all of this on. But, I think I was already dating Big Paws, the boyfriend, Big Paws / Pawsy. You'll hear me refer to him throughout the video, because I think he was on either on the lighting or the audio board at the time. You'll hear me refer to him. Pawsy, could you get me something? Whatever. I think he and I had just started dating at that point. Man, long time ago. And I watch it now, and oh my God, it's boring. I mean, there are parts where it's funny, where, it's funny because I remember what I was talking about, and I remember why it was funny. But looking at it through the lens of, now, somebody who's not actively on stage, very, very boring for a lot of it. And there was a time where a lot of people used to complain about the fact that I was always on stage, that I would sit in there just yak, 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 and I was just vamping on stage for 10, 15 minutes at a time. And they were right. They were right to complain about it, because it's not my show. It's not about me. I'm not supposed to be up there. We are there to look at fursuits, that people have constructed and that they're displaying. That's why the people are in the audience. That's what it's for. What they don't take into account a lot of the time is the fact that part of my job as the MC is, when the act is not ready, I have to stand up there and yak about God knows what, until I glance over and the stagehand behind the thing says, okay, we're good. Okay, if you watch the beginning of Galaxy Quest, and you can see Sam Rockwell's character standing at the podium, and he keeps looking over, and the guy's like, oh, stretch it out, stretch it out. That is the problem. Because everybody in the audience is going, oh, what the hell is going on? Why won't this guy shut up? Because there's nothing else to do. I mean, I would love to see any one of you, not you, I mean the people in the audience at the time, get up there and give the people what they want when what they want isn't here. A little difficult, to do. But they were absolutely right to be angry about it, or at least frustrated by it, because so was I. Because a lot of people don't take that into account either. I don't want to be up there yakking away like that, because if I did, then I would just have my own show, which I guess I kind of do. Anyway, so, but it's, 16 years later-ish. Wow. I don't even want to, no. So yeah, I will, against my better judgment, I will include the links to those videos down below. It is not my fault. It was not my doing. And if you don't get the in-jokes, don't come and ask me what they meant, because I've slept since then. I don't remember what the hell they were about most of the time. This evening on Into the Portal, our EverQuest Next and EverQuest Next Landmark podcast, I was informed of something that I had not known yet, and which has come to completely crush my life, kind of. I have told you guys on several occasions how much I love the crafting system in Vanguard. Love it. Absolutely love it. It is one of the only redeeming qualities of the game. There are 4 redeeming qualities of that game. There are 5 redeeming qualities of that game, and the 5th one may not even be there anymore. In fact, I'm fairly certain it's not. Obviously, the crafting system is one of them. Oh, awesome. Love it. Love it. 2, the Volmane, the Anthro Wolf race. Love them. 3, the Rocky, the Anthro Fox race. They're so cute. And then there's the Rakasha, I think that's what they're called. The tiger, the feline race. I'm a furry, sue me. So yeah, those are the big 4. There is the 5th one, which I don't think is actually there anymore. There was a quest in the Volmane starting area when you were a Volmane and you were going through the starting area. Big surprise there. You get to a city called Doknag, and you are sent. You're trying to find something, like evidence of something. You're supposed to interview a bunch of people, and I think it was part of the diplomacy quest series. I think maybe, and you are sent to one of the city guards there, whose name is Night Hunter Garob, and he just has this. The way the character is presented and the text that goes with it is just this kind of dopey, kind of, think of the bear from one of the first Christmas episodes of South Park. Well, we gotta have a manger. That guy, that's kind of the vibe I get off. A little smarter than that, but still kind of dopey. Anyway, you have to go back to him multiple times for different things. And the first time you go to him, he says, "Oh, well, you need to go and talk to such and such. Here, I'll mark it on your map." And because every quest giver, the thing says, I've marked the location on your map or whatever. Well, he mentions it, and of course, it doesn't mean anything the first time he does it. But the second time you go back, and he's like, "Oh, are you lost? You need me something to mark something on your map?" And you're like, "No, I need to talk to you about this stuff." And he's like, "Oh, okay. But are you sure you don't want me to mark something on your map?" And I was like, "Okay, that's kind of adorable. But no, I just need to talk to you about such and such." And like the third time you go back to him, he's like, "Can't I just pick something and I'll put a location? I love marking maps. Just let me just." It was absolutely adorable the way he's still there. I've actually got a few screenshots of him. If it was possible to romance NPCs, he'd have been the one I picked. Oh my God, I would have picked him. But he just, loved that character. And then after that quest was over, you couldn't really talk to him anymore. So that was a little depressing. But now they're going to kill him. They're just going to kill him, and everybody else in the world, they're just gone. There's some talk of possibly maintaining an archivist's kind of server somewhere to I don't know, not shutting it down completely, but not keeping it running, not like maintaining it anymore. there won't be any more updates. There won't be any more bug fixes. There won't be any more of that stuff like that. They'll just, I don't, and I'm not certain that that's the, I hope. I just hope. That's very depressing to me. Anyway, here we are at 11 minutes of me being depressed about being, well, I'm not depressed about being old. That doesn't bother me really. What I'm depressed about is having ever been that young. That is, okay. There are parts in these videos where you can hear people winding their cameras. That'll tell you something about how old this thing was, okay? People are winding, because you can hear as people are winding it. Jesus. At the end of video 3, I hand the microphone. Well, I don't hand the microphone over to Rob, but a young girl who came up to talk about a memorial that was going to be happening later on that night. Anyway, she hands the microphone to Rod, and Rod goes on about how there will be pictures on the easel, and if anybody has an Instamatic camera, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh wow, that's hell of a old school. And it's like, or you plan to get your film developed quickly. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, that's just man. Oof. Okay, so I'm gonna go and just try not to feel old, because most of the time I don't. Then things like this come up, and I'm like, oh. Okay, so I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And I almost said it. But obviously, since Vanguard is being chucked in the bin, I guess I don't have to make the Vanguard crafting video now, do I? Because it ain't going to be there for anybody else to play. That frees up a piece of my schedule to be able to do some more recording on the narration I have to do for Starship Sofa. Woo! Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Be careless.